Hey everyone, welcome back to NetcodeHub channel. I'm Frederick and I'm happy to have you here. I've made a video already on how to use file, copy and paste, drag and drop in Blazor web app file upload. And in that we had to write some JavaScript and also some custom style and etc. So I decided to do this and put all this as a package, and the package is in Nugget.org. So we're going to install this package, and as you know, 3 easy steps you can get this app to use. You don't need to write a whole lot of code. I've written them for you. So what you need to do here is to just install the package and now use it. So I'm going to take you through it, how to actually do that, okay? If you want to look at how I did this, then I have this video down there. You can just watch it. So the package name is NetcodeHub.Packages.Components.Modal file upload, because this package allows you to drag and drop item, not only image, rather it's going to be a file, PDF files, and also videos, audios, and etc. And in that we're going to have a preview of it. So we can have a preview for these files. If it is a video, it's going to play. If it is a music, it's going to play. If it is an image, it's going to show. If it's a PDF, it's going to have a preview on the page for you to see. Then in that you have a callback method, always going to return the actual file. So if you want to perform any operation or any process with the file, you can also have it from this callback method. Let's quickly run through this and let's see how this works. So I'm going to create a project in here for .NET 8 web app, and for testing purpose I'm going to use Blazor web app with the interactive server mode. This worked across the interactive WebAssembly and the auto as well. Okay, so we're going to use this web app, and the name of this project is going to be Demo Advanced File Upload in Blazor web app. I'm going to leave this to the GitHub too, so you can just have access to this project as well. Okay, so interactive server mode, let's create this. So once the project is created, we are going to install this package in here. Very simple, 3 steps, and we are done using it. So let's go to dependencies and manage Nugget packages. And as you know, when you type in NetcodeHub, you're going to have all the packages that have been created by NetcodeHub. So let's see. So currently we have 6 packages, and this is what we're going to talk about. You can see I have file upload, and this allows you to upload multiple files with progress bar. That's the file upload. In that, you also have an advanced file upload. Why do you say this advanced? Because this package allows developer to integrate easy use advanced file upload component, which aids in drag and drop, copy and paste file to upload. This package also returns the default string of the image, temporal local link of the file, which is a PDF, video, or any other file, and also the actual file to developer for preview and for also advanced processing. Now let's have a look. So let's install this package. I've made a video on how to integrate each, right? So maybe after this I'm going to put all the videos together. The video that I spoke about each of them here, I'm going to put them together so you can watch everything. And also when you check the playlist, you're going to have these videos in there. Okay, so let's accept this. So the very first thing to do, that's the next step after installing this here, it is to include the namespace of this package. So basically we know we have this import.razor from the component, and we have to, you can include it here or on the top of the page. So maybe let's include it in here, and this should be using NetcodeHub.Packages.Components.This advanced file upload. So that is the namespace, and we have to use this. Let's go to the home page and now see how to integrate this in there. So from the pages folder, you click on the home page, and now in that, let's remove everything from here. Let's set this interactive, so at render mode, and there is interactive auto. The auto, rather interactive server. interactive server. Now, aside from having this, we are going to include this. Okay, so let's have this is the upload, so we can have this upload. You know, I want to let me close this and open it again so we can have it in a. So save this. Let's open it again. Alright, so now let's go in there and now use it. So we have this upload, and that is this component. Okay, so that is it. Now this, when we save this, let's run this and check it out. So we can just run this application, and now see this is going to give us the upload file element. We can click on it and it's going to select the file for us. Alright, so you can see that just only the component that we added to our page. You can see that we have this file upload. Now we can click on it. We can also drag item here and now paste it here. We can drag and drop. We can also copy and paste. Once okay, we are having an error here. I think we need to include our JS, that's JavaScript file. So let's actually do that. Let's go to the home. We go to solution, and within the app.razor, we're going to add the JS file in here. So let's make a copy of this, and we need to add content. So slash NetcodeHub dot so packages dot component dot file advanced file upload slash, then in here you're going to have upload.js. okay, so you need to include this script file in here. There's a link or reference. We need to include this. Now let's rerun this again and now check it out. Yeah, so you can see the error is off. Now let's go in there. We can drag and drop file in here. Let's see. So I am dropping, or I'm dragging this. Let me just bring this here for you to see. This is the file, right? Now I want to drag it in and drop it. Let's see what happens. So I am dropping it. Yes, and you can see it has been dropped in here. So the file has been captured. But you see, we do not see the preview. The only thing that we see here, it is the file name. This file has been received. It has been encrypted to be 64 string, but we do not see the response. I can also do the same. I can also drag file, another one. So let's see. Now this document, I can also drag this, and now you can see we have the document right over here. Aside from that, I can also copy this. There is a PDF, so I can copy this here like this, then click anywhere and now paste it. So you can see we have the file also pasted in here, but I do not see the preview. So let's have a look on how to use the preview. So when you come to the page, your home, in here you can add preview to wherever that you want to add. Okay, either on top or beneath, you can do that. Let's add it down here. So it's a preview. Now with this preview, the upload has some parameter that you need to provide. Have a look. It has content, CSS, custom style. Now you see defaultly we have the CSS style attached to. That's the default CSS style and then the custom. If you want to customize it, if you want to have a CSS class, if you want to have a style, different style, you can also do that. Okay, so let's see if I have let's have a look. Maybe here I have this CSS style. This is CSS class, and maybe I want to have BG danger. Okay, so let's save this, and now let's rerun this application, and now check it out. So we are having an error here as soon as we added a preview component. Why? Because we need to provide values for the preview so it can preview the content. Okay, so as soon as we provide this, we must pass in, or you must apply the values that it needs in the parameter. So let's see how to work with it. Now these methods are going to allow us, or this component is going to allow us to select the file and convert into base default string and also return. But with this, what can we do to get it? There's a parameter known as content. Now this content is an event callback from this file model. Okay, so in here we're going to create our code section. Then let's have this file model. So this file model, we're going to say this is file model. So equal to new. Okay, now in here let's have void. You can say this is content or get content. Then in this get content, we can assign this content is coming in with file model. So we say fm. Then we're going to say file model is equal to fm. So the content that we are receiving here, we are assigning to the this content that we have in here. This is an object. After that, let's apply this to this one. So in here, you can see we have some attributes in here, but what we need to do here is the preview content. So this preview content, we are going to supply this with this file model. Okay, now aside from that, what we need to do here is copy this and now paste it in here. Okay, so this is what we need to get this done. Okay, now problem solved. Let's run this and check it out. Alright, so you can see that here we added a custom style, and that's a BG danger. You can see it has been added to this. But for now, we don't want to do that. So let's go in there and remove this. But you can add BG danger. That's a custom CSS class. This takes in only Bootstrap classes. Now, if you want to have your custom CSS style, that's why we have this custom CSS style. This applies to the same input element, and you can pass in your custom CSS style, like maybe border, background, text color, and etc. When you go to this, the preview to, it has some properties that we need to provide. Okay, if I click here, you can see we have a lot. So frame CSS class, we have frame custom style, frame height, frame width. We have image CSS class, image custom style, show image, and show other. I'm going to take you through each, don't worry. So let's have this open. Let's refresh this again. So the app is loaded, and I'm going to copy a file from where we copied our own first. Then let's paste it here. So I'm going to copy this image. So I copy this one, then I'll click on this, and I'll paste it. You can see we have pasted the file, but we are not still seeing it. Why? Because we need to add one attribute in here. That's a parameter for a preview. So this is show image. Let's set this to true. Now let's save this. Let's try it once again. So that's our image in here. I am still going to copy this, click here, and I'll paste it. And I can see we have the image here. So this is a default style. I think it is 100 by 100. So this is default style. If you want to style this and increase the width and the height, let's see how to work on that. We go to the same thing. Now from the preview, you know, we have height and width, right? So the frame height here, it is for the div, which is responsible for showing PDF files, videos, and etc. Okay, if you want to have this for the image, you know, I've made it image, custom image. You see the CSS class. We also have image custom style. Okay, so with this image custom style, let's see, we can have maybe width as 500 pixels. then we can have height at also maybe 300 pixels. Now let's save this. Now this is going to affect only the image, not the PDF file. So let's rerun this and check it out. Now let's go ahead and I'll drag and drop image in there. So I'm going to drag and drop this and I'll check it out. So you can see it has increased the size of the image, isn't it? Have you seen? So we have increased the size of this image. Okay. Now let's say I also have test file that I want to actually copy this. So I'm going to move this to this, and now nothing is shown. You see? So this project also able to read text documents. So it reads image, it reads text, it reads PDF, it reads MPG. That's MPEG for MP3. It reads MP4. It reads GIF. Okay. So these are the other files that it reads, aside from reading the PNG, JPG, and the JPEG images. Okay. Now, since this is not an image, this is in the group of other files. So let's go in there and now show other files. So we're going to close this. Defaultly, when you close it, it is set to false. And now let's say show others. Set this to true. Let's save this. So when you set this to true, it tells you that this image custom style is not going to work, because it works only when it is an image form. So we can just clear this since it is only for image. And now what's going to show on, we can also use the frame CSS class. We can use the frame height, the frame width in here too, to set up a custom style of ours. Let's save this. Let's rerun this and check it out. So let's go in there to the same file. Now we're going to copy this. Then we click on this one and I'll paste it. So once you have it here, let's see. Alright, so you can see that the file has been opened, and this is the preview mode. By this preview, since the PDF, we can now read this, right? So you can see I can read all these in here, and I can perform all activities that I can do with the PDF. As you can see, we have the toolbar on top here. Okay, now how is this done? Let's see. When we go to the application in here, let me take you through what I did. Now this preview mode here takes in the file from this file model. This file model, if I peep this, it has this peep definition. It has this iBrowser file, which returns the actual file. It gets to this from this iBrowser file, and that's going to be the return type that we can actually return to the user. Aside from that, it has an error in case we select a file which is not accepted. It's going to have this error in here. So in order to handle the error, maybe we can just put it down here. So we can have something like this. So error file.error, so we can display the error as soon as we have any file selected. Okay, now when you check this too, we have the link, and this link here, it is a new file, a new link, which is a GUI link, which has been added to the file link, and now it is saved. Now, how does it save it? You know, we are not implementing the database here, so how comes this file gets saved? As soon as you select a file, that is a PDF or a video or any other file, a folder called temp, that's what temporary folder, gets created. You do not have to create it automatically. You want to create it, so it created, and now it will say it adds a file in here. So there is a file. Now let me just open this, the file that we have in here, and if I put the file here, and now if I decide to go to the next page, what's going to happen? Let's say you want to navigate to weather component. Now see what's going to happen. Now when the page is disposing, the file also gets deleted. So if I click on this, you know, the life cycle for pages, as soon as I click on this, the page gets created and being rendered to us. And now when rendering, it passes through all the life cycle, from initialize to on parameter set to on after render async. And as soon as it is disposing, it's also called the dispose method. Okay, now in that dispose method, we want to call a method to go through this and I remove the current file that has been created, because this is done for only preview. We are not storing the file in here. Maybe you're going to have access to the database and now store the file actually in here, but for now this is for only for a preview. So for preview and not storing the file, we give it a random name, and now we can discard it when the user clicks on new file or clicks on any tab, meaning the user has finished viewing the file. So if I click here, see what's going to happen here. If I click on this, the file is going to be deleted. You can see the file is no more there. If I go to home, and in that, if I open the folder and I'll try to also copy this is a document, let's drag this and I'll watch it out. As soon as I drops it, see what's going to happen. The file is over here, and now there's a preview mode. So you can see I can read the text document here, and I can have access to this file. You can see the file has been added in here. Okay. So once you have this, maybe be asking, if I want to retrieve this file, how am I going to do it? So let's go to the page, and that is where we have this modal cache in here. So if I put breakpoint in here, okay, now with this breakpoint, we're going to select a file and now check it out. So let's go to app in here, and we're going to choose another file. Maybe this is going to be the PDF again. Now let's click on this, and now click on this one. This is a PDF. You see this method get hit. So if I hover the mouse on here, this one, you can see we have the details in here. So an error, there's no error in here. And now there's a file actually. So if you want to grab this specific file, there's a file info. You can grab this file from here. This is the actual name of the file. That is the ID, this is the size, and etc. Okay, you can grab it from here. You see? And there's a content type. Okay, so that's the way. So this file contains an iBrowser file that is known as a file property, and you can grab it from in that. Okay, now let's click on continue on, and now let's go to the next one, the image. So if I drag this image in here, let's see, it's not going to show because we haven't have the attribute set to true. Okay, so what is shown, this method gets hit. Let's have a look in here. So you can see we have the file, the image itself, and now that is a base default image. So if you want to actually store this, you can grab this from this image from fm or filemodal.image. You can have access to this base default string and now process it into your database or anywhere that you want to save this. So this get content here is a callback method that returns the file itself, then error message, the address of the file when it's being kept as a temporary folder inside the application, or if it's an image, if it has been converted to base default string, it gets returned to the user, to the developer. So you can process it, you can manipulate the data based on what you want to do with it. You see, it's very simple, isn't it? And I believe you love it. So basically, this does work with the PDF file. It works a text document. It also works with an image, and maybe you can try your hands on the audio and now the video as well. But you know, having a video, you must have video player to handle that, and also for audio too, you must have audio player to also handle that. But that is not the target. The target here is to focus on the text document, PDF document, and also an image, and we will be able to achieve this. So try this app, try using a couple of times. When you have any issue, to let me know, and I'm going to update this so it suits what you want, and you can use it freely in your application. In this video, we are going to look at how to display the progress of a file when uploading in .NET 8 Blazor application. This cuts across in all the render modes, talking about the Blazor, interactive server, interactive WebAssembly, and the auto. Before we jump right into this, make sure you have subscribed to this channel and also hit on the notification bell so you never miss out any of our upcoming content. I do also offer coaching to people who are interested in Blazor or even .NET technologies, talking about the Blazor, MAUI, and now MAUI Blazor Hybrid and Web API services. So check the video description, and I have an email that you can write to me through it. File upload is very essential in our Blazor applications because it enables us to upload file to application. Now in this, we want to actually display the progress of the file whilst the file is being uploaded. Let's have a look on how to do that. So we're going to create a .NET 8 web app. So Blazor web app, and this is going to be demo upload with progress. So that's the file name, and maybe I'll put just to GitHub so we can just go in there for this. So demo upload file with progress. Okay, so in Blazor. Okay, now click on next. .NET 8 framework, and the interactive mode here we're going to use server, but you can choose interactive web assembly, you can choose the auto, anyone's going to work. So let's get this project created. So yeah, instead of you sitting down to write a bunch of code to make this work, we have specified this, or we've created this into a package as a Netcode-Hub package. So we're going to install this package. And this package, actually, the core of it here is to display the progress of a file when uploading. And now in this, I recommend, or I can acknowledge Gerard for his framework and support for this, okay? Because based on the framework, we're able to create or design this. All right, so let's see how to work with it. What we need to do now is to install the package, and it's very simple step. After installing the package, what we're going to do here is we are going to import the namespace. Then we can use this component. 3 steps and we are done. Let's have a look. So we're going to install this package in here. We go to solution, right click on dependencies. Let's go to manage Nugget packages. Now in here, let's go to the browse tab, and I'll type in, let's see, netcode. So just netcode, we're going to pop up all the 3 packages that I have published, and we need NetcodeHub. So we need a third one, and that is this NetcodeHub.Packages.Components.File upload. So with this, we're going to install this package. As you know, this package allows you to upload multiple files with progress bar display in your Blazor application. So let's install this package. Okay, so once this is done, this is the first step to do. We're going to close this because we are done. The next thing that we're going to do here is we go to our components. So let's say we have the pages, and in that we have this home page. Okay, so now with this home page, what we need to do here is to include the namespace. So using then netcode. So we need NetcodeHub.Packages. So .component.file upload. So that is the namespace this package is coming from. Component.file upload. Then the components folder here is file upload with progress. So that's the namespace that you need to add. Now, when you're done adding the namespace, what you need to do next here is to include or use this component. So the component here, it is upload. So as you can see from this one, file upload is what we need to use. So we can just, because we've added this already. So after adding this component, we need to set this as interactive auto. So let's say you have this interactive, this is on the server because it is a server project that we created. So you must make sure interactive server. Since this file upload is going to be a button, which is going to be an interactive, we have to enable the render mode. Okay. All right. So now we have this. Let's run this application and now check it out. So the app is ready. Now let's see. So I'm going to click on this to choose files. So I have these files in here. This is a zip file, and I have these 3 images. I'm going to select all because you know this supports multiple files. Click on open and now check it out. So you can see that we have the progress bar. If I zoom it well, you can see we have the progress bar in here, and now it is loading from this up to this, the total size here, and that is the stage of the being loaded, right? So we have it, and now this looks good, isn't it? But the issue is, how do we access these files? Because you know, when you check the source, we just added the component, and now we are having this. So where can we retrieve, or where can we get the file that we selected? All these files, where can we get them? Let's see how to retrieve the files in there. So the first thing that we have to do here is let's create our code section. So in our code section, we want to create this iBrowser file as an iList, because you know there is a list of files, so we want to gather them as a list, and we have to create a container to handle that. No, this is not interactive server. I don't want to paste this one. That is this. So we need to create an iList browser file, and I restore it as file. We initialize it to what? New. Control KD. Okay. Now in that, this has some parameter that we can provide, or we can have access to. We have this first. We can have access to the reference attribute. So let's see, reference attribute, and now we can say that this file here, we're going to create an instance that is a file upload component. Okay, now once you have this, we have the container created. We're going to hold all the files that have been selected within this component. Okay, now in order to do this, we have to attach a method to this, and that is notified. So we want to notify this page as soon as this event or a file upload event occurs. So we can call this method in here as a parameter, and as you can check this, it is coming in with a list of iBrowser file. So it's a read only, meaning we can read it only. Now we need to create a method for this retrieve content, so we can retrieve the content from this component. All right, so let's see. And now this method, we need to pass in the list. Since it is coming in with this iRead only list, we have to pass in as a payload, so we can retrieve it in here. So we are checking. Now this is what it does. You know, it could be that the user can select a wrong file, or maybe a file which has ... as a name. In such case, we want to rectify, we want to address or alert the user that the file that being selected is not what we want. Okay, because the file name must have only dot in it for the extension. If we have Netcode.Project. As a file name, this file upload component is going to accept that. Yes, so we want to first check. So this is what it does. Anytime that you choose a file, it gets notified to this parent, and now with this retrieve method, retrieve content, a method here, it does called, and now when it is called, it's going to pass in a null for the first time when it is checking up for any results or any errors and unclear the content. It's passing in what it passes, null check. The next time after these files have been retrieved, scrutinized, and also added to the file list, then it's going to invoke this again. So this method is going to call twice. The first one to check for errors, the second one is to return the actual content. Okay, so in that we have to check if the content here, if it is null, it means it is checking for error, then we can hide this. So let's see this, what we are doing. Let's wait for this command to finish. I hate this. Okay, so we are saying that if this content or incoming file is not null, that is only when we want to do this. So the incoming file that is coming from this file as upload component, we are looping through it and adding it to the file that's a list of files that we have created or stored in here as a container. So when you're done with this, it means you have all your files in here, and now you can perform all your tasks. If you want to save to database, you want to do anything else to it, you can actually do it together, because here you're having the file being stored here. Okay, in case it is not, then it's going to return. And to retrieve the errors, what can we do? We first have to create a property for this error as string. So let's say this is a string error. Now in here we are going to say error.fileUpload. There's an inbuilt method known as getErrors. So we can get error, any error that occurred during the file upload, we're going to retrieve it in here, now display. So example, let's try this and see. We are going to include a div. So let's include div class, And now this class, you're going to have an alert and alert danger. And now in here, let's have these errors here. Okay, let's run this up and now check it out. So we're going to run this again. So we have the div alert here. Now we're going to choose a file, and now this file that we're going to choose, we're going to, let's edit this. So this is, I think it is PNG file. It has the extension of PNG, but we're going to add one dot here. So data dot bi dot, whereby this is going to make an error. Okay, as soon as we select this. So let's see, if I choose these three files here and I click on open, let's see what happens. It tells you that the multiple dots in file is not accepted. Please make what changes, and I'll try again. So the three files have been selected, but it was not able to upload because of what we had an error in one. And now when you have error in one, the other two are not going to be uploaded unless you fix it. Okay, so here we can have access to the content. That's why we do not have any display down here. Let's choose this one, and now let's use this one. Click on open. And now you can see that we have the files being listed in here with the various files. And now with this, you can now start to do whatever thing that you want to do to it. Now, let's also debug this and check it out and see what I'm talking about as well. Let's put a breakpoint here. Now we want to check if we have the actual files here, right? Now let's see. So in the component, we're going to refresh this. Let's use this files again. Open. Okay, so now this is loading, and now let's wait and see where we're going to have the breakpoint. Now this is loading, so we wait for this to finish loading. Now you can see that as soon as this is done, almost done, we have the breakpoint hit. Now if I hover the mouse here, it tells you the number of files that we have. So currently what is coming in here, it is 3 files, right? That's what we selected. Now these 3 files are going to be added to this file. So currently the file here is 3. You see? Now let's click on continue. We have 3 files in here. We are going to add another one. So let's add the same file. Click on open, and now the breakpoint is hit. Let's check. So here we must have 4. You see now it is 4. But when you check this, it is only 1 because that's the incoming file. You can see that is the name, and that is the size. That's an ID. So you can see that that is a way to use this file upload. Very simple one. All that you need to do is install the package, use the namespace, use the component, and now if you want to retrieve the files in here, use this 10 lines of code, and now boom, you're done. I believe that is simple. Yes. So that's a way to integrate it. So keep using this. Now try to use this component or this package anytime that you want to have a nice GUI for a file upload by including progress display as well. In this video, we are going to look at how to use package created by NetcodeHub to download file or custom text in .NET 8 web application. This package, you can use it in all the render modes, talking about the auto, the interactive server, interactive web assembly. You can use this package in here. Now, let's say when you have a file that you want to download from your web app onto your computer. At first, so you need to just have write some code in order to perform that task. But as I speak, I have made that simple for you. I have this package installed, or this package uploaded to Nugget.org. Now, this package, what you do here is install this package, and we try to configure it in a simple way. Just 2 lines, and you can download file, or you can download custom text onto your computer from your web application. Let's jump right to Visual Studio, and I'll show you the trick. So you can see I have Visual Studio 2022 open. I'm going to create a new project. As I said earlier on, now this package, you can use it in all the render mode except the static because that if you use that mode, the page becomes not interactive. So you can not even have a button to click, isn't it? Yeah, but make sure you have the other modes as well. Okay, so I'm going to name this project as So this is demo download. So demo Blazor web app file download. That is a file, or that's the name of the project. Maybe I'll push to GitHub, check the video playlist, in the playlist, the description, and you're gonna find the link in there. You can also get the source code of this. Okay, so you can see from the interactive render mode, server is okay. We can also use when we are done, we also go in with the auto, not the auto is very simple. You go in the WebAssembly, then you know how to also work with the WebAssembly. Then the auto, you try your hands on it, and I believe you're gonna do it. Trust you. Yeah, so let's have this created, and in here I have it to get it created. So the project is now created. Now what do we need to do next? When you go to Nugget.org, now that is the package that I just published just now. That is 6 minutes ago. You see? So maybe you'll be the first person to download, or what do you think? Download everything 000, because I just did it now, and you can now try your hands on it. So this is the package, NetcodeHub.Packages.Extensions, and that's the current version 1.00, because that's the first upload. And you know what you need to do here is after installing this package, this is the package name. After installing this, as you can see from here, you have to add a script reference to your app.razor. Then that is it. Start using the component. You see, the package is very simple. Just 1 line, 2 lines, and you are done. Now here you are providing values for this. So you provide the value in here, the value, and the value. That is all that you need to do, and your download button will be ready. Ha! Fantastic. Let's have a look. So I'm going to copy this one. Then let's go to our projects. We're going to install this. So go to Solution, Explorer, right click on Dependencies. Let's go to Manage Nugget Packages. So in here, click on the Browse tab since you're going to search for a new package. So click on, type in NetcodeHub.Packages.Extensions, and that is its one. So you can see this extension. Just click on it to download and install this to your project. So like this, as you can see, accept it, and that is all. You're good to go. So now that is done, what is the next thing to do? You can close this. So this is the first step. We are going for at least 3 steps, then we are done with our download. We go to our component, we go to our app.razor, and in here we're going to add the reference here. So let's make a copy here, and with this we're going to say that underscore content, because you are referring in a razor class. So underscore, oh, it's not working, other things, you see. Okay, so content / NetcodeHub hub must come first, packages extensions /download.js. So there's a JS file that you need to actually add to the application here. Okay, that's what we need to do. So once you are done adding this, you just go back to Solution, you go back to your components, pages, and now your home page. So in your home page, what can you do to use this? It's quite simple. Let's remove this one, and you're going to add, you first need to include the namespace. So at using, and that is a NetcodeHub.Packages. So .packages.extensions. And aside from that, you can have access to this download component. You see? That's what I need to do. Now watch here. In here, there are some parameters that I need to provide. File name. Now, aside from that, you need to provide file URL and 3 properties. So 3 parameters. Now, you need not to provide file URL and now text. You must provide 1. Why am I saying that? Now, text here, it is if you want to write a custom text and now create it into a file or convert into a file and now download. You pass in your text here. Now, when you have an actual file in maybe your root folder and want to download it, you pass in the file name here. And that is all. I think that's easy, isn't it? Let's see. So we're going to provide this. Now let's say this is code, and here let's have string. We said this is file name, and now with this file name, maybe let's have like this. We have string file URL. We have string test. Okay, so this that we have, maybe let's make this as nullable. Okay, so now we have this, right? So it tells you that we are going to bind it. So we copy this file name, we're going to bind it here. Now I'm going to copy the file URL, we're going to also bind it here. Let's see, bind it here. We're going to also copy the test, and now do same to the test. Very simple one. Now once you have this, let's run this application and see what we have now. Oh, that's right. So you can see we have our download button here. Have you seen it? Good. So if I click on this, let's see what happens. If I click on this, let's see, nothing is happening. Do you know the reason why? Can you tell me the reason why that isn't happening? See? Yes, I know, and I believe you know, because this is a static mode and it is not interactive. This works as a button at the same time component with parameters. So before this button could work, we need to make it what? Interactive. So since the since it is interactive server, we're going to make it as render mode. Then we say interactive what? Yeah, choose a server. Now let's do it again. Oh, that's right. So it is live now. Now if I click on this, let's say it tells you please supply value to the download parameters. Yes. You can see that when we check this, we have declared variables, but there are no values assigned to. And this component must check. If they are null, then it should tell you that. Maybe the next update, I'm going to use something like a nice model to display the response to you instead of using the JS alert. Okay, that could be an update one. Don't worry, but for now, that is working. Okay, so we are going to supply values to this. All right, now let's create a test here. Let's apply values to both of these. So let's say the default value for this, we are saying here the file name is file name. That is the name that given to this file. The URL we're given to file URL. I want to show you something. Okay, now the test here, it is new test, and maybe in here I want us to put this in the next line. So you can use string builder to build your string, or you can use this and we can use environment dot new line. Then we can say we are testing. Yes, ensure we are testing the package. Okay, so we're going to have a new line. So new test, new line. The next line going to have this. All right, so now we have this. Take note that all these parameters here should not have values. Example, you should toggle between file URL and now test, because test here is going to take the test that you're going to create and now convert it into a test document. This file, you are also going to take it, go to your file directory and now grab the file into PDF and also return. So you cannot provide two files at the same time. So it must be one. Now, if you forget and now do this, let's see the response that you're going to have. I'm going to run this again. And now let's wait a while and now see the output of this. I'm going to click on it. Are you ready? Click us and let's see. So I click on this and it tells you that test or file URL cannot be used at the same time. Please supply value to only one. Yes, I think it makes sense, isn't it? So you can never download it, although you have supplied values to these parameters, but you can never download. So that Kingdom Come, you cannot do that. You see? So let's apply value to this. We go back again, and we can just remove this because you're not having any file here known as this. So let's remove this, maintain only this test. Now you have file name and other test. The name that we are going to give here, it is custom file name, or let's say this is netcode custom file name. Okay, so we have this. Now let's rerun it again and see. So it is ready now. Now let's click on it and see. So I click here, and now let's see. Wow, we have the file. And have you seen we have the file name? Now if I quickly run it through my folder, you can see that there is a file, right? Maybe you're asking yourself, let's open it and see whether you have what we type in. Yes, we're going to do that. Don't worry. I'm going to open it and now check it out. Do you see? Oh, now that is it. New line. So you can see now having a new line. Have you seen? So it took the test that we created and now converted this into a test document and downloaded this. Okay, that's fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a file. So I'm going to grab maybe this file, course outline, grab this file, and let's go to the code. Inside this www folder, let's assume you have uploaded some file in here, client file, etc, etc, right? So I'll paste this here. That's fine. Now this, I want to download, take note, is a PDF. So I want to download this. So what I need to do here is to provide the URL of this file. Since you're working in the Blazor server, you can just grab something like this. We go to the home, and in here, see what you're doing. We're going to just paste this to the file name URL. Paste it here. Okay, that's the file URL, and now it is .pdf. So the name of this, we're going to copy this because that's the name of the file. So we're going to replace it to the file name like this. And that is all. So with this test, we don't even need it. Now let's see if this is going to work for us. So we're going to provide file URL. And I will say this is file URL. Let's remove this one. Okay, so now we have this. Let's go. Alright, so the app is loaded. Now let's click on download and check it out. Before that, let me make sure I have the folder opening. Okay, so that is the folder that you can see from here. It is from the downloads and our document, because that is all PDF files are going to sit and wait for you. So I'm going to click on this download, and as you can see, download blocked and blocked by. Okay, so continuing. Since it is coming from the local, that's why it has blocked it. You know, this is from the local host HTTP, so it is not secured. So always allow, click on done. And now from here, let's check it out. So you can see we have the pop-up. There's a pop-up from here. And if I click on, you can see the size of the file, 546. Click on start downloading. And you can see the file has completed downloading. And now check it out. You can see we have the file in here, isn't it? Now it is the same file, so 547 kilobyte. So the file, this is working. It supports text, custom text upload, download, and also PDF download as well. Okay, quickly let's go through the WebAssembly, and let's also see how to work with that. Alright, so fast forward, I have created the same web app.NET 8 project, and I chose interactive WebAssembly. I installed the package as we've done already. Now, when you create the package, when you create that project, you're going to have two. There's the client, and that is the server in here. Okay. So once you have this a client, the file supposed to be on the server. So this side, you can see we have this course outline.pdf, and we have the home. So I just move the component from this component folder to the client, and that is what you can see from here. So I insert a package, and you have the same package in here from packages, NetcodeHub.Packages.Extension. I hope you can see that. Good. Now, when you go to the app.razor, I just copied and pasted this NetcodeHub.Packages.Extensions.Clipboard, and that's the file that you and I, we know. When you come to the home page, you're using the components. So file name, file URL, file URL. So we have it in here, and that's what we have specified. So there is a course outline, that is a file name, and we have it set, right? Let's save this, and let's run this and check it out. So let's click on it and check it out. So this too, you can see now it has been downloaded, and that is a file name.pdf. So if I open the folder, it is the same. So you can see that we have the file name here, right? And that is the file that we downloaded now from the client or the interactive WebAssembly. Yeah, so this package is working both in the server session and also for the interactive WebAssembly too. It does work. I believe you love it. Yeah, so go ahead and now use this package. In this video, we are going to talk about how to integrate Toast in your Blazor web application. Toast is very important. Maybe I know you've heard of Toast, you've used Toast before, but to someone who doesn't know Toast, it is just a notification that gets displayed either the top side, the left side of the screen, and it has its own custom time, and when the time exceeds, the Toast fades off. So user do not have to close it. It got closed automatically. That is what we know as Toast. Now in this, how can you integrate Toast in a simple way? You know, I have one package that we can use, and it's a Toast package. And trust me, you're going to love this package so much. Now let's see, this package is going to allow one to customize the title, to customize the header, and that's the title, and also to pass in your message. Aside from that, you know, the Toast has to last for a certain is it millisecond or time. You can customize it. You can customize the default one, and also if you want to override a default Toast, so you can display all recent information or all recent messages in the same Toast, is going to be available. Else, if you want to also have each Toast with each message, so one Toast, one message, one Toast, one message, you can also do that. This feature is also available. So let's go through this, and I'll show you how to integrate this. Very simple way, 3 steps, and you're done. I believe you're gonna love it. Yes. Let's dive right into it, and let's start. But make sure you have Visual Studio 2022 with .NET 8 installed. Okay. Now I'm going to create a new project in here, and on this project, I'm going to choose create new project, and this is going to be Blazor web app. So the name here is going to be demo Toast in Blazor web app. I'm going to leave this code to the GitHub, so check this video description. You can also grab this. Hey, I forgot one thing. I do mention for people who are interested. You know that, isn't it? Yeah, so if you are, just I have an email down there. You can write it. Write to me through it. Very simple one. Okay. Now let's go to next, and we are going to choose .NET 8. As you can see here, no authentication type. For the interactive render mode, you're going to choose server. It cuts across. You can use it in the WebAssembly. You can use it in the auto. You can also use it in the server. Okay, so let's use one for this particular purpose. Let's create this project. You bear with me that the app is now created and it is ready, isn't it? Good. You have also yours created and it is ready as well. Let's go ahead and install this package. So click on solution. Right click on dependencies, as you know already, and go to Modal Nugget packages. We're going to search for NetcodeHub. So now to type in NetcodeHub, all the packages that I have published, you're going to have them in order. Okay, so don't worry, type in NetcodeHub. If you want to find any package that I have published, NetcodeHub is going to do the magic for you. Now let's check it out. So we have about 5 packages now. These are the packages that we have, you and I, we have together. File upload, file download, and Modal. We have clipboard service. We're going to end the Toast. Today we're going to talk about this Toast. I've made a video on file upload, file download, Modal. So clipboard is going to be the next video right after this. So when you're done watching this, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and I'll watch the next one. And you're going to love it, as you're going to love this also. Alright, so now let's install the Toast. And the Toast here, I have 2 versions released. Now the first one is a 1.0, and in that I did not include the duration. So it was using the default duration that I set for it. So I thought about it, and I said I want to make this I want to make it developer experience, right? I want developers to feel free and when using it. So I want you to customize the time. If it is too long, if it is too short, then do it yourself. That's the reason why I made the second version. Okay, so let's use the current one, 1.0.1, and now let's get this package installed. So you know the process, you have to accept, and now we're going away. Okay, so now this is done, and I believe so it has finished installing. Here we can down close this peacefully. Maybe we can run or build this project again to see if everything is intact. So build solution, and we got to see the output in here to check it out. As you can see, once succeeded means it has finished building this package. Alright, the next thing we're going to do here is, that's the first step to install the package. Second step here is to go to the component that you want to use it. That is the toast. But you know, you go to the program, you have to register the service in here. Okay, so I'm going to increase this so you can see it wherever you are. I believe this. Okay, now let's have a builder.services. So .toast, oh not toast, .add scope first, then have your toast service. So this is toast service. You want to use this, and it is coming from NetcodeHub.Components.Packages.Component. Yeah, no toast. Yeah, it sounds weird, right? Very long, but don't worry. That is so you can have this. Okay, so we have this created or injected, and fantastic, we're done. Let's go to the second stage. The third stage here, it is to, we can put it in the import.razor so we can use this over the application, but for now we want to work on the home page, so we can inject it here. Let's see. So inject, that is the right one. Then here just toast service will do it. So toast service, control period, you have to also include the same namespace, and I will say this is toast service. That is the third step, right? Now let's see. Now once you're done here, what we're going to do here is include the toast itself. So this is the toast component, include this. Now in that, there are some parameters that we need to provide. You can see duration. Now what does this? The duration here, it is the time that you want to, as you can see, it is the time that you want to the system to, the toast to last for. Default is 3000 milliseconds, that is 3 seconds. So if you want to set it, you can leave it, or you can make it the same 3000. So let's say this is, we're going to make it as 4000 here. Aside from that, we have this icon CSS. So maybe we have a Bootstrap class installed, then we want to actually use this. Okay, so for example, we can have maybe Bootstrap icon installed. I want to show you everything so you know how to work with it. So I'm going to, or we are going to install class in here. So I click on this www folder, I click on add, then go to client side library. In that we need Bootstrap icons. So let's see what Bootstrap icons, have you found yours? This is what I'm talking about, 1.11.3. Make sure you check all this, and I click on install. Down here is going to restore this operation, and when it is done, we're going to have this Bootstrap icon folder in here. So let's wait for a while this does a magic for us. Oh, it didn't take long at all. Okay, so now we have it here. Now what we're going to do here is we can just click on, oh, that is frozen, don't worry. We got to click on the app.razor. That's where you have the structure of application, and in that we're going to add the CSS link here to this application. So we can see my machine is it's frozen, right? So do yours, and maybe I also do mine when this is off. Okay, now fine. So we go to click on this app.razor. Okay, Now we go to this Bootstrap font, and now bootstrap.icon.css. I'm going to copy this minified version and I'll paste it here. Okay, so I have it here, bootstrap icon.css, and that is this one. So in here, because this has been specified already, so we need not to add that. Okay, now let's save this. When we are done, we go to the home page. Now we have the Bootstrap installed. So in here we can add CSS icon class. Now this icon class, in Bootstrap class you have bi check. So that is when it is success. Okay, so bi check, that is the icon that you want to set. We can make this dynamic. You can create a variable here that you can bind it, but for now you want to maintain only one. You can just create a string property, assign this here, and I can just change it based on the message that you want to display to the user. But for now you want to maintain this. The next one here is persist. Now what does this mean? In case I want to, let's see, let's set this to default is set to true. Let's see, so here we're going to set this to, the default is true, yes, so you can set this to false, and I'm going to show you the reason why, or how this persists here, the magic this guy can do. Okay, now once you are done, what's the next thing to do? You know, we have a toast service, so the most important thing here is also, check this, all these are, they are just optional. Okay, so maybe we can just comment this, Control K, so let's comment this, let's add the toast again. Okay, and now let's see, what we need to do here is this, add this ref, and now this ref, we are going to use this toast service dot toast component. Take note, this is the most important thing. Okay, now we're going to have our buttons, and this button going to have maybe show toast, and maybe yeah, show toast will be okay. So let's have button, let's decorate it small. We have our strap, that's a BTN primary, and we can say on click we can talk about show toast. I wanted to write post. Okay, so show toast. Now let's write method definition for this. So down here, you know what to do, isn't it? Yeah, do that. Also do my, let's see who finishes, void, then show toast, and now this is going to mark up using this lambda expression. We can have the toast service dot, you can see we have show success toast, show danger toast, show info toast, show error toast. Let's go in for the success. So the success, it needs our title and our message. So what's our title? So custom title, then message, this custom message. Okay, so that is it. That is all that you need to do. Just one line of code and you're done. Okay, let's test this and see if it's going to work or it is not going to work. So let's run this and check it out. Alright, so you can see it is ready now. If I click on this, you can see nothing happens. Yeah, you know the reason. I believe you also know, because you know there's a web app and we did not specify any interactivity type. So definitely it's not going to work. Trust me, whether you click on it 1,000 times, it is not going to work unless we add this. Okay, so let's have it as interactive since we made it as a server. Let's rerun this again, and now surely it must work. Okay, so remember that here we did not specify any optional parameters here. We just access, or we just assign the reference, and that is all. And that's the most important thing in here. The rest, if you don't do it, it is already okay. Except the icon class, the duration is there. Persist also set to default, so it will still work. Now let's check it out again. Oh, okay, so it is ready. If I click on this, see what happens. Yes, this is our toast. Now check it out. You can see it is off. So default time is set to 3 seconds, and then when 3 seconds elapses, then it's gone. Check it again. I click on this, and I can see we have custom title, custom message. You can see, where is it again? It is off. That is for what? Success. We are going to duplicate this and now check it for success, error, danger, and etc. Okay. Now with this, we've installed this, so we can actually, I'm going to grab this here. Let's add it. Okay, so you have duration 4. And now with, okay, this one, let's make it maybe 500 so you understand this better. And now there's a BR check for the icon. Now let's rerun this again. Now check the duration, the time that's going to take to fade off. Okay, check it up and see. We also must have this icon beneath for this success toast. Yeah, I'm going to run it. Are you watching? So I'm going to click on it again. Now check it out. You can see off, it is gone. Check it out again. It is off. It is off. Now see what's going to happen. If I click on this many times, you can see I still have it off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. You can see that? You see that? You see it? You see it? Good. That's the reason why, that is the use of this persist to force. Now let's say this is true, and now check it out. This is true. Let's see if hot reload is working. I'm going to reload this again. Now click on this. Click on this. Okay, unless. Okay, good. So you can see, check it out again. You can see we have this icon in here. Have you seen? There's an icon. Have you seen the icon that we did? That's the bootstrap icon. You see that? And if I click on it again, you can see, check it out. You can see it is coming, isn't it? Have you seen? Let's increase the time because this is too short for us. Okay, let's make it 4,000. No, 400. 4,000. Oh, okay. So it is fine now. Now check it out. You see? So here persist is true. It means it's going to persist as soon as it creates the first component. It's still going to leave it there. And now when you click on it again, the first component is going to be alive, and it's going to create another one. You see that? So that's why I name it persist. So it's going to leave it there and now create an instant. You can see that? Good. So that is it. So when it set persist to false, it tells you that here it's going to maintain only one instance, and it's going to override this instance anytime you click on show toast. And you can also add this custom icon. As you can see, it is been here. You can also add it. I made it flexible for developer experience like you to enjoy. Okay, so that is the, let's say this is show success. Now you know all these. I'm going to just show success. Let me just copy this. So I'm going to copy this, and instead of success, I'm going to say error. There's going to be info, and there's going to be what again? I've forgotten. What do you think? Dot. We have info, error, success, danger. Yeah, we have it. So danger. Okay, so we're going to create 3 buttons in here, or even, yeah, let's create 3 buttons. I think so. So we have 1, 2, 3 as well. So show error. There's gonna be error. We have info. There's gonna be what? Info. We have danger, and there's gonna be danger. So show danger, show info, then error. Okay, now this is custom type. So instead of this, there's going to be an error type. So we say show error, and this is what? Info. So show info, and now this is danger. Okay, that's what that we need to do. We're going to run this again now and check it out. Yeah, so we have all of them displayed using this hot reload. So show success, it is working. Show error, it is working. Show info, it is working. Show danger, it's also working. You see that? So check it out. I'm going to click on it again, and see, you have all. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that nice? Don't you love it? I believe you do. Then if you haven't subscribed, you make sure you do subscribe to this channel, and also install this package, very simple one, and try to use it in all your projects, and even to others as well. Now in this video, let's talk about how to implement this clipboard service. You know what actually is a clipboard? Let's say it's a browser storage, a computer storage, whereby you can copy item, immediate item, keep it there, and you can copy from that storage. So you do copy and you do read. So you call it write and read. How do you write? How do you read in Blazor? I have a package created and which has been pushed to Nugget, and it's going to show you how to do it in just 3 simple steps. Let's see. But before we dive into this, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, if you're interested or if you like what I'm doing, give this video a thumbs up if you've learned something. I do also offer training or coaching sessions to people who are also interested in Blazor. So if you are, then don't waste time. Check this video description. I have an email there. Write to me through it. Alright, let's go. I have a new project. Visual Studio 2022 launched, and I'm going to create a new project in here. Now when I'm done with this, also, you know, the code or the source code will be available at GitHub. Check this video description. Click on Blazor Web App, and the name here is Demo Clipboard in Blazor Web App. Now this package can be used whether you're using interactive server, whether you're using interactive WebAssembly, whether you're using interactive auto. Yeah, as far as you have .NET 8 installed, you can use that. And also whether you're using this Blazor WebAssembly standalone in .NET 8, because the target framework is .NET 8, so you must have .NET 8 installed. Okay, that's fine. Let's click on create to get this project created. So the app is created, and I believe yours too is created, isn't it? Let's go to solution. We go to dependencies. Right click on manage Nugget packages, and in here we are going to install this package. You know, I have 4 or 5 packages now available to help you. So go to go to Netcode-Hub. Now these are all the packages that I'm talking about. I've made video on these tools. That's a recent one I made. If you haven't watched it, please check the video description. You're going to find a link in there. All this, I'm going to leave the link under this video, each video description, so you can check it out and know how to use these packages in your application. Instead of you sitting down and writing all these, wasting time, you can use this, and now boom, that is it, you're done. Isn't that nice? Yes, it is. Okay, so we are having only one left out. That is a clipboard. I've made a video to cover all this. The one left here is a clipboard, and that's what we are doing today. Okay, so as you can see from here, this package allows you to copy text to clipboard and also read copy text from clipboard. It also allows you to change the format of the text to uppercase or lowercase, and that's an extension. So before you copy the item to the clipboard, you can convert it to uppercase and now copy to clipboard. And also if you want to get it from the clipboard as a lowercase and to convert to uppercase, you can also do that. You can also convert it to lowercase and vice versa. You can see, that's nice. Let's install this package. So as usual, apply this and accept, and let's keep going. So this is done. We're going to look up for 3 steps. Okay, this is the first one, by installing the package. What is the second step? Do you know? Oh yeah, I got it. You said you have to register, but I didn't hear it. So let's register this. So builder.services.add scope. Oh, where's the add scope? Oh, okay. Let me do it again. Add scope. Yeah, that is it. So in here, just make it clipboard service, and it is coming from NetcodeHub.Packages.Extensions.Clipboard. So this is the well, I'm having this too. Clipboard. I'm not using an interface, so I don't need this. I need only this access, this service. Yes, and you can see NetcodeHub.Packages.Extensions.Clipboard. So you make sure you have it like this, configured or registered here like this. Now when you're done, let's go to solution. We go to the components, where pages, home, that's where you want to use it. So let's inject the service in here. So inject clipboard service, clipboard service, and this service is coming from the same thing, NetcodeHub.Packages, and we set this clipboard service. Are you done? Okay, let's not forget this. Okay, because it's very important. Render mode as interactive. I believe you've done yours, right? So I've also remembered mine, so no problem. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do here is you actually want to have a test. So let's have this input. Okay, and now with this input, actually we can have something like weight as 25. We want to have form control, and let's bind this. So add bind value, and you're gonna have maybe test. Okay, let's have a button down here. Now this button, you're gonna have a class, maybe btn warning will be okay for this. And on click, we want to call a method known as copy to clipboard. So when you click on this, you want to copy to clipboard, right? And in here, we want to actually use, you can see we installed, okay, let's install Bootstrap icon here so we can have some icons and I'll use it. So we're going to add this client-side library, and we need to use Bootstrap icons, and that is this one. So let's select all like this. Okay, no, so install all library files. Yes, click on installed, and now let's wait for this package to get installed into the www root folder. You can have a Bootstrap default one already. You're going to add the next one. Yeah, that is it. So we have it in here. Okay, we open this, we go to font, open the app, and now in that font we want to include the minified version. So bootstrap icon.css, we have the minified one. We want to add this here. Okay, so now this is set. We want to remove this because we have it here already. That's a base. Let's save this. You go back to the home. Okay, and now, oh, it's frozen. Why? Okay, let's wait. All right, it is back. Never mind. Now let's go back to the home, and in here we need to add this. So let's add a span. Now with this span, we can have class here, bi icon copy. Okay, so that is we don't want to use copy word, we want to have this icon. Okay, then in here let's create, that's a copy. So in here I want us to have the same thing. We're going to have the same span, or let's have something like paste. Okay, and now with this we're also going to have the same thing, and this is going to be paste from clipboard. Paste from clipboard. And now this icon here, what can we have? So we can have something like clipboard, and I think we have this in Bootstrap. I've used it before. So clipboard, and that is a paste. Okay, so let's have method definition for each in here. Now in our code section, we want to have string, and this is going to be the test, and you're going to have the same string as paste test. So we can make these nullables. Okay, method definition copy. So this should be maybe an async task, because this is a value tag, so we must have an async task. Copy to clipboard. And now with this, we want to have try, because at times when it needs to request a browser session to have access to it, permission is also included here. So or it's appropriate all the time. It's good to surround it with try-catch block. Okay, now let's have a wait. Then we have our clipboard service. So check it out. These are all the APIs that we can actually use. You know, we have this copy async, read async, copy async to uppercase, read async to uppercase, copy to lower, read async a lot, right? So you want to focus on this one. So copy async. And now what are you going to copy? You're going to copy this test. Okay. Now when it is copied, we want to show the user something, isn't the information? So maybe message, copy it. So without doing that, we don't want to use the console. You know, I have a package known as Nugget package known as, do I remember? Do you know? That is toast. Let's use that toast, okay? So we can display, as soon as I copy test, I want to display the toast, and I'll tell the user that, hey, copy it, test copy it, test copy it. Yes, that's what you want to do. So let's go to solution, right click on dependencies, and now let's manage the packages. We're going to install the same netcode. And now in here, we're going to look up for the toast. That's the first one in here. And let's install this. If you want to actually understand how to use this, I have made a video on that. Check the video description and you're going to have in there. Okay, so they're saying it does not exist. Yeah, we know. Don't, never mind. We go back and do it again. So we go to the program. We need to register the toast service. So in here, let's say this is toast service, and this is coming from where? NetcodeHub, using NetcodeHub.Toast. Okay, let's go to the home page. We need to also inject same toast service, and it's also coming from the same namespace. So we include it in here. You can move on to the import, so we can have it all over through the app. But for now, you know, we want to limit this to where we are. So toast service, you have it in here, and we need to include the toast. Okay. Now let's have the reference attributes. Then we set this to toast service dot toast component. Okay. Now with this, what we're going to do next here is copy to. So as soon as it's copied, so cut. So in case we have any issue, we want to catch it up. But as soon as it's get copied, we want to have access to this toast service. Then we say dot show success. Then we can have, we say success, that's the title, and you can say copy to clipboard. Yeah, so with this you can actually add an icon to this. You can set the persist. You can also set few parameters. If you want to know all, check the previous video, and I have this video link in here. But for now, you want to only display this. In case we have any issue, that's going to be warning. So maybe we can just have it in here as show warning. We don't have any warning, so this is going to be an error, isn't it? Or yeah, there's going to be an error. And that is it. So this for copied, we have to get this. Let's check this out. Do we have interactive server? Yes. Let's have a method defined for this paste. Then later on, we're going to work on that. So async task, and that is paste. Okay, so let's save this. Let's build this and check it out. Oh, okay, that's fine. So it is ready. Now you see our look and feel is not the best. You know, we are not designing this, but at least we have this copy, we have this paste. You see that? Yeah, so in here, if I click here, you can see copy to clipboard. I could see the message, so copy to clipboard. So you copied empty one, right? So let's see here. I'm going to say hello, maybe welcome. And if I click on this, it has to copy to clipboard. So it has been copied. Now, how do you paste it? You want to paste it down here, right? So let's see how to work on this as well. Okay, so it's very simple. From the paste, what we're going to do here is we're going to assign this paste. This is a parameter, a variable that we created, not a parameter. Okay, so we say it's equal to await. Then we say there's a clipboard service dot, then read async. You see? So we read here. And after reading this, we're going to have state has changed because by then the component has already rendered. So we need to render again to display. And aside from that, we can also display this. So let's display pasted. So after it renders, we can display pasted to this. So show info, then pasted from clipboard. Okay, here must be in try catch block. I believe you know that. So let's see this try, paste in here. Now for the catch, what can you write? We can talk about maybe tut service dot show error in case you cannot read clipboard. Well, let's save this and let's see if we can. Okay, so let's wait. I think hot reload is on the way. Yes, so it is done. Now we're gonna write again. So hello, welcome to Netcode. Yeah, so add the rest. Okay, so now with this, we're going to copy this. Check it out. So copy it. Now I'm going to click on this, paste it. So cannot read clipboard. Why? If I click on this, you see we have this pop-up. So let's allow this. And now let's paste again. So paste it. Now you see we have it from here. Hello, welcome to Netcode. And pasted from clipboard. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So that's the way to always use it. Now let's say if I want to convert this using the format. Let me show you some few tips in the format. Then you guys continue on your own. Since you have the package, you know how to integrate it, and you can now move on with it. Okay, so for the paste here, we're going to, instead of read async, we're going to have paste dot. So read async to upper. So we're going to convert all to uppercase. Let's see. Paste, you see, to uppercase. Let's go to lowercase. I believe you can do that, isn't it? Save this. Okay, so it hasn't refreshed. We need to now do it ourselves. You see, it is using the old one. We have to refresh this. So copy. Okay, so this should be copy to async. It should be read to lower, read async lower. That's what we need to do. Yes. So yeah. Now check it out. All over. So this capital, 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 capital. But check it out. Paste. We have notification working toast. We have also the thing being copied, pasted from clipboard. In this video, we are going to talk about how to improve form validation in .NET 8 Blazor application. You know, validation is very important when you have a form in Blazor. Not actually only in Blazor, all web applications. It enforces what they want the user to do. When you create a form, you do not want the user to submit a form without passing in the necessary or the needed information. That is the reason why you need to apply validation in your form. But how to do it? You know, defaultly, when you create and edit form in Blazor application, ASP.NET team made it possible of an event that is on-change event. So if I'm done typing in what I need to type,
As soon as I click on submit, that is where the validation happens. But what if in case you want to twist this a little bit, you want to change this? Whilst I type, I want to validate whilst I do type. Is this possible? Yes, it is. I've made a video on how to create a customized component on this. I sat down and I realized that, oh, I can make it as a package for you. So there's going to be a package that I'm going to install, and I want you to do here is to just integrate this into application, and off you go. Very simple one. But first of all, let's have a look on the default one from the ASP.NET team. I have a project here that I'm going to create, Blazor web application, and I'm going to click on next. This is the name. I'll put this at GitHub. So if you want to get this example, check this video description. It will be available on GitHub. Now the interactive server mode, I'm going to use that, okay? But you can use the auto, you can use the WebAssembly. Anyone, click on create to get this project created. Remember that it is in .NET 8 or even .NET 7, .NET 6. You can still use this package because it works in all the frameworks. Yes. So we are done. Our project is now created. We are going to install this package first. So let's go to the solution. Right click on dependencies and I'll manage Nugget packages. And in here we click on the browse tab and type in netcode. Now netcode will pop up all the NetcodeHub, all the packages that have been created by Netcode. So you're going to have it in here. Oh, you have an error here. What is it coming from? Okay. Let me check my internet connection and then get back. Oh, okay. I was offline and I'm online. Alright, so you can see that these are the packages that I have created for you to help you in your code. Now with this, you can see we have the tools, clipboard, modal, file upload, download, advanced file upload, and validations. So we're going to go for the validations. I've made a video on each of these, how to integrate it. So if you want to know this, check this video description. I have a playlist created separately, and it is called Blazor Developer Tools. Yes. So check on that. Even the description of this video, we're going to find it in there. Let's quickly install this NetcodeHub.Packages.Components.Validations. Let's get this package installed. So apply and now accept it. So this has been installed. If you want to cross check, go to dependencies, packages, and you can see, hey guy, it is found here. Okay, now let's build this project to put everything together. Yeah, so succeeded, everything is okay. Alright, let's go to the solution, component, then we go to pages. The default page is what? That is your home.razor, and I believe you know this. That's fine. Now in here, we need to, let's first have a look on the default one. Okay, the validation from the ASP.NET team. So in that, I'm going to make this as render mode. Let's make this interactive server. Okay, aside from that, let's have a simple class, and this class I'm going to make it against customers. Yes, so I'm going to say at code section, then let's make this for customers. Oh, this is a project name. I don't want this, so this is what I want. I want the customers. Yes, that's what I want. So because I have a public class of customers, and I need these are the validation attribute that I've added, and I am being specific here. So okay, so we need to include it ourselves manually. So that is at using. So let's see the actual namespace that we need. System.component. There's no adding here. So system.component.Modal.data annotations. Okay, so that's what we need. You can see we have an ID, we have name, email, and address. Now we have an email attribute. we have the minimum, maximum. We have the name for the ID should be on the range 5 to 100. So minimum and maximum. We have the address as a multi-text line. So we're going to use this for what? Text area. Minimum length is 5, maximum length is 20. So this is what we have. Okay, so these are the validation rules that we're setting against this property here, and we want the user to comply. Yes, I want the user to comply, and I believe you also do, isn't it? Good. Now let's have an edit form quickly created, but before that we have to create an instance of this. So I'm going to have an instance created, customer equals new, right? You have this void that's going to be submit. So let's have an edit form created quickly. So you know what, I have an edit form here, but this I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this, and this is going to be for the first one, but we're going to try to edit this. Since I'm using this component in here, we're going to use our own one. So with this because the ID is going to be our input number. So input number will be okay for this. That is input number. And now here we have our input test area. Then input test. I believe you guys have the knowledge in edit form, isn't it? Now have a look what we are doing. So this is an address, input test, will be capital. Okay, now we have these annotations, and that should come, that's going to enforce the validation property that we set against each property in here. Aside from that, we have the validation message is going to pop up the message and display it on the screen for the user to know that, hey, what you're doing, you're not doing the right thing. Can you please do what is necessary? Yeah, so go check it. Now you can see from here we have the save. That is, if I click on the button, that is submit button, I'm going to hit on this, and as you know, we have it here. Nothing is inside. Don't worry, we're not going to write anything in it. Right, what we need to do here is to enforce validation. That's what we want. So we have the same for the label. We have label for this is going to be message. So we have a message, we have the name, and we have an ID. That's what that we need. Okay, all right, so that's we have this. Okay, so this was this. Oh, FR, what does it mean? FR does it mean? So this should be name, right? And that's going to be for this, to make a reference to the name here. And now this should be an attribute for maybe message. So this, the ID of this must be message. Okay, now let's run this and check it out. Alright, so the form is ready. Now check it out. Now we said that with the ID we want it to be 5 and 10, but see what's going to happen. I type in 1, nothing happens unless I click on outside or when the page becomes unfocused. That's where the validation starts to work. You see, I type in 2, see what happened, unless I click on Samuel before it starts to work. Now check it out, it should be, I type in just FR, see, nothing happens unless I click on somewhere else before I start to work. Check this too. Click here before it starts to work, right? But maybe you don't want to do this. What you want to do here is, once I start to type, I type in 1, it should tell you, hey, what you're doing is not the right thing. Type in here. As soon as I start to type, I want to get the validation. Okay, so that's what we need to use my component, okay, that I have created for you. Let's see. So you have to do that first. After inserting the package, we have to include the namespace. So that's the NetcodeHub.Packages.Components.Validations. And then here dot on input. I added this event to it on input. Okay, so in here, what you do here is I just scrapped off the input. I know it's default is what input, so we're going to make it as just number. We're going to make this as just test. This is going to be only test. This is going to be only test area. Very simple. Even simpler than the default one, isn't it? Yeah, and I believe you're going to love it. Okay, so that's what I need to do. Now check it out. So save this, reload this. So it is ready. Now let's see. As soon as I type in clear this, because I have the validation system in here, the ID field must be a number. You can see because it's empty now. The ID must be between 5 and 100. I type in 2 still. I type in 500. It must be. I type in 100, and now everything is all right. Check this out. I type in T. Now you have an error, have the message in here. So I did not need to make this test box and focus before this event gets changed or this event gets fired. Now as soon as I type, it gets fired, right? That's the validation on input. Good. Now let's see this one. I type in this one and I have this error unless I type in everything, 20 characters. So 20 characters still, have you seen? Before it gets you, but as soon as it is less than that, let's see, the address must be a string of array and the minimum length here must be of 5. Good. So this is working. Very simple one. Use input, use number, test, and now test area instead of input number, input test area. Scrap off the input. You want to make it very simple and easy to remember, isn't it? But I also have one goodie for you. And you know what is it? Good. I'm going to comment this one. And the next thing is, you know, this, I try to simplify this for you. When you check this, the output in here, you can see unless you have to set up your label before you set up your component or your element, right? What if can we trick this a little bit to have that is floating element? Yes. It's a very simple one. Floating element. I've commented this for you, okay? So check the GitHub. You're gonna find the same thing in here. Now for the floating element, I'm gonna make a copy here, and now this is what I'm gonna do. You see all this label, this ID, I'm gonna scrap this off. So also this one, scrap all the IDs. We don't need the IDs anymore. Yes, they are not needed. Now let's save this, and now let's check it out. Oh, we still have them. It means we need to. Okay, yes. So what does it mean? It's an empty element. There's no definition for this. No information. You don't even know what it's doing, isn't it? Good. So you have the default one in here. And to use this NetcodeHub floating div, let's see. What you do here is instead of the number, pass in floating. That's all. Say this one. Floating test. And now I have floating test area. So floating test area. Now you need to provide label, isn't it? You need to provide placeholder. You can do same to this and that. Okay. Now let's see first for the floating number. This I'm gonna do. You can provide label to this, and I'm gonna say this is ID. I can also provide placeholder, but you know for the number, placeholder not gonna work. So you can say example is maybe 10. Okay. Let's see. For the same thing for this one, I'm going to make it in a form of, for the floating div, we're going to say label, and now we're going to say this is name. We can make it as full name. Then we can also set this to placeholder. Example is going to be John Doe, because that is the default one that we normally use. Okay, we can just copy this and that, and now from this we can paste this here. So maybe I can put this in next line like this. Okay, now here customer address is a test area. So with this, I'm going to say this label here going to be I can type in here customer address placeholder. So example, I'm going to have Accra, Ghana, West Africa, you know. Yeah, that is it. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Very simple one. Provide two properties. This is an attribute of properties to this. Two parameters. Yeah, that's the correct one. Parameters, and that is it. Save this one. Now run this up. Oh ho, so yeah, it is ready. Now check it out. So ID, you can see if I clear this one, see what happens. Yes, so validate once I do type. Click on this, now you can see the floating, it is working. Yeah, floating is working. Yeah, check this out. Name, it is working. As soon as I type in, validation starts happening. Oh, fantastic. You see that? It's also working. Yeah. So that's a way to integrate it. You can see this very simple step, 3 steps. Insert a package, include a namespace, use the components. Very simple. Thank you so much for watching. I believe you love it. I do as well. Then to use it in your projects. Okay. If you want to grab this source code, check the video description and to be available waiting for you.
In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to integrate Modal into your application. Modal is very important when you want to confirm information from the user. You want to add an information to a database, or you want to perform any different operation. You can use Modal to do it. So instead of you creating or designing your form on the component, you can now use Modal to handle the form, and that makes it great. It improves the user experience as well. In this video, I'm going to show you the simplest way to integrate it. I have one package created, and actually I've uploaded it to Nugget.org, and that's what we're going to use today. In that package, we can customize the content, we can customize the buttons as well, and now do anything that you want. It is flexible. Let's have a look on how to use this Modal. So I'm going to create Blazor web app.net 8. Actually, you can use this in the interactive server, interactive WebAssembly, or the auto. Okay. So let's say this is demo. Let's say this is Blazor web app demo. I have demo already, so I'm going to say Modal. Okay, so maybe I'm done with this. I'm going to put this to GitHub, so check the video description. If you want to grab this, you can have it over there. So click on next, and let's get this project created. As you know, 8.0, and the interactive server, that's the render mode that I'm going to use here. So the app is created. I have already published one package, that is a file upload, and it can help you to upload file with a progress bar. Okay, so I've also made a video on that. You can check this video description, and you're going to find it in there. These packages are there to make our work easier. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Now let's go to solution, right click on dependencies. We're going to add this package. And now in here, we go to the browse tab, we type in netcode. So all packages which have been pushed will be available here. Don't forget to add the hub, it's very important. Okay, so let's wait. Now you can see I have 3 packages now. I have the extension, and that is for the download, and I have the Modal, that's what we're going to use today. I have the file upload to also upload file with progress bar display, as you can see. We want to focus on this. I've made video on these 3, so I'll put them in this video description. You can check and I'll know how to use them. Very simple, easy steps. Then you can integrate it in your Blazor application. Now let's go to what we need today. We're going to install this package. So while this package has been installed successfully, we go to the solution. We go to www root folder, not a www folder. Go to the components. Yes, and you can see we have the app.razor. In that, we're going to add a script. So we can duplicate this, and inside of the frame, this is going to be content. So we're going to say content slash, and with the slash, we're going to navigate to the Razor class library name. So that's the package name, and it is NetcodeHub.Packages.Components.Modal / then modal.js. So that is where the file is found. Okay, so we have to reference it like this, and once you're done, boom, that is it. Let's go to the component. So we go to navigate to the pages, we go to home page, and let's make this as interactive server. Very important. So at render mode, and we say this is interactive server. Let's also include the namespace. So .packages.component.modal, and in here we can now go ahead and so first of all, let's see how to use the confirmation dialog. Okay, so let's say you have in a database, you have in a table that you want to display, you want the user to confirm before deleting. How can I do that? That's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's see. First, you're going to add this confirmation, and now with this confirmation component, it has some properties that we need to use. It has action, it has bootstrap class, it has custom style as a CSS style. It also has this instruction that is a string type that you can pass on to show on the screen. So I did not want to have a static style or a static instruction like I just want to do this. That's not much that we know, but maybe you can decide to change a little bit. I want to delete. Should I go on? Should I move on? Do you confirm? Do you accept? All these are the interaction that you can send as a message to the user. So I made this as a dynamic that you can pass in your own style. Okay, good. So let's have a look. Now we say the instruction here, we're going to have the same instruction. Oh, let me copy this. We're going to create variable to handle this. For action, we're going to create variable to handle this. And now this action is going to be the response. If it is true, this is going to pop up, or this is going to show. So this is going to be the action. Aside from that, we have our bootstrap classes. And now here it takes only bootstrap. So you can pass in something here. Maybe let's say border, danger. Okay, so that's the bootstrap class. And now in a custom style, maybe you can have width as maybe 300 pixels. Yeah, so that's a custom style. Now in here, let's specify the code section. And now in the code section, we need to create a property to handle this and a method to handle the action. So we say there's a property. This property is going to be string. And in here, we're going to say this is what? Instruction. And we make sure, since the string type, we have to create as a variable, else it's going to be an issue. So let's grab also this. Let's have void. We paste this. And that is all. You see? So that's what that we need to do. Now this is going to return. As soon as this method is being invoked, it tells you that the user clicked on confirm. Let's run this and check it out. So with this, you're going to pass in a custom text in here. So do you agree? Okay, so do you agree? Or maybe confirm. So confirm for maybe it could be user deletion. Well, you can pass in anything. Okay, now let's run this. I'm going to put a breakpoint here. As soon as this method is hit, it means the user has confirmed. Let's run this and check it out. Oh, I nearly forgot one thing. You can see we are not having any button to show that. You can see, have you seen it? So while it is running, let's have our reference tab in here, because you need to show this. So let's say you can have a ref, and now we can just grab this. Let's paste it as a confirmation, creating a reference of it. Maybe let me put it on this line to make it readable. I believe you love this, right? Good. So we can just copy this in here. Then we can just copy also this to assign it. Then let's have button. So this button, you can have a class such as maybe a BTN danger, and we can have maybe on click. So this on click, you can have show confirmation. So you can just pass in here show confirmation. You see? So now with this, we have to create a method definition for this. We say this is void show confirmation, and in such case, we are saying that confirmation component dot show. So that is it. Very simple one. Okay. Now this all we have. Let's save this, and now let's rerun this application and check it out. As you can see, you see it is ready now. We have show confirmation. Let me increase it. Now let's click on this and check it out. So as soon as I click on it, it tells you confirm for user deletion. You can see this is a custom style that you pass on. And also we have close. If I click on this close, nothing happens. But let's see, now I confirm. So you can see the method has invoked, and now let's check it out from the code. So we put a breakpoint in here. Let's do it here. This is a breakpoint. Let's go back again, and I hit on this confirm. You can see now it is hit. So if it is hit, then we can take the value in here and perform database operation. So here we can perform database operation. So such as delete. Okay. So we have this way. So that's a simple way to integrate this and use it in your application. You can see this is very simple, right? Yeah, so you can just show that, confirm, it gets confirmed, delete it. You have to just also close this as well. Okay, that is the first one. That is this confirmation. If you actually want to have the confirmation set up only, yes, you can do this. Else, you can also format or create your own custom style or custom component. I made that possible. Let's have a look on how to also use this. The next one, the next component I'm going to talk about here is the modal. So this is the modal, and now this modal it also has some property that you need to provide. You have an actions in here, and now this is actions. We have bootstrap classes at the same time. So let's say this is border success. We also have custom style, and in here we're going to say maybe width. We can have width as maybe 500 pixels. Okay, so that's the width that you're going to have, or let's say 400. So aside from this, let's see what we have again. We have button template, we have content template, we have open, and now open change. So these are events that we are going to subscribe to, so that as soon as we click on it, we can have this. Let me bring it here and let's arrange it nicely. So now this is what we have. Maybe I can put it something like this. You see? Good. So since we're going to have this template in here, we're going to create our own. Let's open it like what we've done here. So we can put in our template. Okay. Now in template, we have two templates that we can work with. We have content template. So this is a content template. So we have content. Oh, this is supposed to be content template. You can see maybe the next update I'm going to do it well to be content template. Okay. So we have content for now. And let's say aside from that, we can also have button template. So we have button template. So this is going to be for the content, and this is going to be for your buttons. Okay. So we're going to have our bind open. So we're going to have a property here, and we're going to attach it to this. So that is a bind open. We're going to have a property as open. Aside from that, we're going to have maybe let's display something in between this content. Actually, you can actually put a form or put anything at all that you want. Okay, let's say we want to display this message, so we put as a paragraph in here inside this content template, and that's the content. Okay, now aside from that, we have a button template too, and our button template we can also pass in our buttons. You want to have 2 buttons in here. Now these buttons are going to have OK and cancel. So if I click on OK, it means I want to proceed. If I click on cancel, it means I want to close it. Okay, so this is what we have. Then we have our modal closed. That's our modal closed. Okay, we have this error because we have not specified this. Now let's get going and do that. So in order to handle it, the first thing I'm going to do here is you're going to have a property known as is open, and it's going to be a Boolean expression. So let's put it on top here. So it's open. We're going to assign it to this is open. Now out of this action, we're going to have the same method to handle that. So maybe we can not actually can make it to be specific. We can do button actions, I think, or handle. Yeah, let's make it handle instead. So let's handle this actions. So here is going to be handled. That's the name that I'm giving to this. And now in that handled, we want to set or maybe I want to use a name which is more readable, understandable as well. So let's make it this button actions. Okay, so now this button actions, we can have a method down here, and in this you're going to check the values of these buttons. Check it out. You can see this button here is a button success. It has a value of OK. This has the value of cancel. So you're going to check the value and know which button the user clicked. You see, this is very simple, right? So this means you can customize the this buttons here, and now fix in your own values, and I would change the button names. Very simple. Okay, so here, let's see. I'm going to paste this in here, and button action. So that's the button that we're talking about in here. Is an event which passes or returns a string. So we're going to accept the string in here as an action. Now in this action, we're going to check if this action is equal to OK, do something. If it's equal to cancel, do something. Okay, we want to display the content here. So let's create a variable here to handle the response. And also we can create this a variable to also handle the confirm response from the confirmation, so we can test the two. Aside from that, let's have a button so we can display and show this open modal. So the modal and the 2 modal confirmation and etc. You see we have one button in here, so maybe we can add another one. Let me paste this here and show confirmation. We have it here, so we're going to remove this, and now we have this open modal. So open modal, it is we're going to open this modal that we created, the customized modal that we have created. So how are you going to do that? It's a matter of setting this is modal to true. Remember that here we have this is modal set. So when it's set to true, it's going to pop this modal up. So let's do it down here. So open modal, set this to true, and that is all. So this is a customized, this is a custom modal, and we have this confirmation modal. So anyone that you want to use this to accept, or if you want to design form, use this modal. If you want only confirmation, use confirmation modal. So I provided 2 modals or 2 components that you can use in your application. Now once you have this, let's have a look. So I'm going to save this. Let's refresh this app and now check it out. Alright, so you can see that you have the default value. So selection selection action. That's a selected item. So let's make it selected action. Selected action. You want to know which one the user selected. So selected action. Okay, so selection action. We have to run this again. So let's see. Alright, so now it is open, selected action. Yeah, that's what I want. Now if I click on show confirmation, you've done this already. So now this get it hit, a method hit that you can retrieve it and now work with it. Now open modal 2, you can see the modal is now open, And this is the custom style that we provided. We set the width, we set the border in here. You can provide it your own custom style. We have 2 buttons in here. If I click on OK, see what happened. So OK clicked. So this is what I clicked. And if I click on this cancel, you can see cancel clicked. So based on this, when you check here, you can now process it based on the user selection or what the user clicked. You can perform the duty in here. You can also add multiple buttons here, maybe 3, 4, 5. And now what you need to do here is to check using this if else. You can check it over here, or you can even use switch statements to also check them and perform your custom action that you want to do. You can see this is very simple, isn't it? Yes, it is. And this package is available, so try to install this and use this package anytime, anywhere. Alright, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, then do that, because this channel contains a lot of informative videos for Blazor and other .NET technologies, and you're going to love it, trust me. I'm going to catch you on the next time. Till then, take care of yourself and see you again.